Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So what I thought we would do today is do this little box, and I'm going to do it in alcohol inks. I'm going to do white for the enoki. I'm using all octopus fluids, either a resin ink or an alcohol ink. This enoki is a resin ink. I'm going to drop a couple of drops in my snowflake. For my gifts, I'm going to use sapphire alcohol ink. For my little houses, I am going to use red wine. For the little tree areas, I'm going to use emerald. For my deer, I'm using espresso. This is a resin ink. And then I'm using the resin ink sweet cherry for my Santa. So, I do want to take the lids off these and shake them. That way I don't shake them into the top lid. And then when I open them, I get it everywhere. And I'm using the iCrystal Resin Pro resin. I have 8 ounces of resin that I have mixed up. I want to be able to see through these like a stained glass effect because of you put a candle in the center, and I don't know if I think it covers everything. So I figured just the okay. So I figure maybe if I can get the inks to stay in those areas, then we'll be able to get some color and be able to see. Uh-oh. Y'all knew I'd do it. See if I can get that off. There we go. All right. Now, if I can pour this down into those snowflakes. Now, this resin spreads out very easy because it's a very thin resin, and those colors will mix because it will move. And that's what I want. Uh-oh, overflowed. I'm going to have a little cleanup to do, aren't I? And let's do the bottom here. And this will flow all the way around this whole piece. So I guess we could use another color, couldn't we? Maybe a what about honey? Like a yellow. Put a few drops down in here, maybe. That's probably too much. And at least get that to fill up the whole piece around it. And I overflowed again. Yeah, that's me. I'm not very good at this, am I? Okay, this is our espresso. I'll try to straighten that up here in just a minute. This resin takes a while to start curing. You have a long work time with it because it is so thin. Okay. Gosh, I hope that's the right one. I left the lid off. Not a smart thing to do, is it? And our emerald for our tree. Okay, now let's fill this one up. I think this one's going to be a little easier to pour than the other one. I'm just pouring it everywhere. I still spilt it. Get a little more in that tree there. Okay. All right, where's my little thing? See if we can get that to go right down in here. And like I said, I know this is going to move. Because this resin is very thin and it does move. This is the eye crystal resin. Okay. Now we got to get Santa here. Sweet cherry. Okay. And then our emerald for our tree. Oh, got a little tree there too, don't I? Okay. I can get that off where I overflowed that ink. All right. And the red wine for our house. And then our honey for around. Okay. Now hopefully I can get this one to pour and not drip it everywhere, or overflow it rather. I'm just going to be very slow and cautious. And still, y'all know how I jerk, so I can't guarantee anything. Okay. Let's see. I think I can put just a little more in here, hopefully. All right, and same here. Oops. Don't they get yellow in the middle of that gift? And I just overflowed it again. We'll give it a minute and let it, see if it'll kind of level out a little bit. All right, last one. Got our little houses here, so there'll be red wine at the bottom. And we got our deer, which will be the espresso. And then our honey for around. And then maybe we can cover this in like a, shoot, I put a drop down on the house. You'll see how I am? Maybe we can cover it in like a white or something. Okay, let me get some of that color off there. And then just fill it in completely with white when we're done. We're going to have a lot left. So we can go ahead and do the bases white. Okay. See if I can get these deer to fill up without overflowing them. And now the bottom should be pretty easy. It's pretty wide open. All right, let's see. This one can use a little bit more resin. Put just a little more in the Santa here. Ooh, I went way overboard. Let that level itself out. I'm not worried about if it gets into the tips. Those are going to be closing together. So I think my little deer could use a couple more drops. It's not even up in its antlers. Maybe a little at the top. I'm going to try to, yeah, caused it to go over on his head, trying to get it into the antlers. Y'all see me? Maybe if I can get it to suck down in there. There we go. We got the antlers. All right. How much did all that use? I'll have to put all this up. We have how much left? 5 ounces. So I used 3 ounces for those. We're going to do these in a solid white. Do we want a mica powder? I think I want a paste. Let's get a paste, guys. Let's see. I'm going to use my Satori White by Eye Candy. I do have a 10% off discount code for Eye Candy products that I will put in the description, guys, and up on the screen for you all. 10%, not 20. I always say that. I don't know why I do that. But 10% Eye Candy. Love their products. This was the first paste I ever got when I was doing blooms. I learned with this paste. And let me tell you, a little bit goes a long way. So that's all I'm using. Highly, highly pigmented. Okay. Thing with white, you can always match white to itself. Okay. Ready? I don't want it streaky. Sorry guys about the scraping. You do have to, when you're using a paste that you stir and you get on a stick, you do want to scrape your stick off, because that paste sticks to that stick and you'll end up with a streaky white. It won't all mix. So it is best to scrape it. Okay. Now it should be good. Now let's finish the bottom here because we've only used 3. And I want everything else here to be solid. I guess I won't be able to do a solid across those, though, will I? You won't see through it when I put a light in if it covers over with solid color. Okay. At the base here. I hope I don't get any bubbles. I didn't spray this with alcohol. I did put my resin in the vacuum chamber. after I mixed it, guys. I did 75 of part B, and I did 175 of part A for 8 ounces, because this is a 2-to-1 resin. It is called iCrystal by Resin Pro, and if you enter Resin Pro 10 in the promotion box, discount code box, should give you 10% off. It's on all of their resins when you buy it. So I think you can use that all the time. Okay. Now I'm going to do something a little different, because maybe you're not supposed to fill this completely in. I don't know. I do think you're supposed to, though. I'm going to put a little bit of white. Not this way, though. Let's see. Let me clean this off. Move all of these out of my way. I want to try to get these little areas filled in with the resin. So I'm just going to put some white in there and let it mix. The parts that I need it to look like a stained glass is the animals and things. So maybe this will fix this area. So for some reason I was thinking that the rest of it was supposed to be open, and just the animals and designs was the part that's supposed to have been filled with resin. If you look at the mold, that's how it is. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I fill this all the way up, the whole thing's going to be full. So I'm just going to fill up some of these areas. There we go. Now let's see how that looks. We might take like a really light blue and do it completely clear and cover this over, maybe. And maybe that way you'll see it. All right, so how much did we use? Let's see, what do I got left? I have left 2 ounces. Yeah, 2.5 ounces. So, we only used, what, 5.5 ounces for all of that. So let's find something that we can put this in. Excuse my belly. You know what? I've got to do some, well, I've got that for them. Where's one of my new molds? I put them up already. Let me get one. 2.5 ounces. Don't really want to do that. Don't want to do that. Already done that in white. Already done him in white. Oh, we could change the color up though. Where's the other one? I'm looking for a specific something and I can't find it, guys. Well, where in the world did I put it? I lose my mind. I don't think it'd feel that all the way. What about a flower? We can do my flower mold. I'd really rather do my hedgehog though. let's do my little hedgehog. Now, I'm going to spritz some alcohol in there. And let's pour. I don't know why I grabbed that. I don't need that. I need this. Okay, I'm going to let this coat everything here. That way I can get it all down in the bottom there. And I sprayed enough alcohol in there that I shouldn't get any bubbles down in there. But he is the cutest little thing. And I'll have to fill up the feet. Now, I'm going to try my best to get those bubbles out this time. If I have any, because of the last time I made this little guy, he ended up, I didn't get a bubble out of his foot and I had to fix it. I don't want to fix it. I think it's in there. I can see it. I don't see any bubbles in the feet this time, so good deal. How much does that little hedgehog hold? 2 ounces, because I've still got about a half ounce left. So our little hedgehog is 2 ounces. Now with this, we're just going to continue to pour into our what do you call it? Puzzle piece. Now that green and stuff's not completely cured yet. That was from a previous pour. So these should mix. This resin does move very well. And that's why I like to use it for things that you want the resin to move. We're almost full on this, guys. We'll be demolding him soon. Okay. All right, I think that's going to be it. Get that down in there. See if I can get all this scrape off. Okay. One little drop left. Come on. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to clean that up. We're going to let all this cure up. Once that's cured, I'll pop that little piece off. And I'll take some tape around this little spot. And we'll decide. Like I said, I think I might do a blue. Maybe a navy blue. Since we got this blue, do like a navy blue. And see what we get. All right, I'll see you guys back for the next layer. All right, so all this is cured up. So we're going to pour these. I've got, what do I have? 142 gram of resin here. I have 67 gram of part B and 75 gram of part A. Just shake this little alcohol ink up yet. I'm using the Octopus Fluids Navy. Because we want to be able to see through this. I also want to, I might put a couple of drops of this night blue resin ink as well. Just so it doesn't fade as fast. I want it to be dark, but I still want some light to shine through. Because we're going to pour it over these, and I think I'll have quite a bit left. But I'm going to get this mixed up, and we're moving on to a new resin today. I'm going to show that to you here in just a second. Never used this one before. Yeah, that's going to be dark. But this is going to be very thin, so it won't be near as dark as what's in this cup. Okay. Let's see if we can see what kind of color we got here. Alcohol inks and things, they always stick, any pigment sticks to the side of these paper cups. I'm going to mix this. This is pretty thick. Yeah. See, it's still going to be translucent. I'll get that mixed up in just a minute. I'm using the Honleek epoxy resin. Part A, Part B, 1:1. Says it conforms to ASTMD-4236. Low odor, BPA, VOC free, self-leveling, mold friendly. Never used it before. It's a 1:1. Says a 24-hour cure time. All right, guys, I'm going to finish getting this mixed up, get it in the vacuum chamber, and we'll be back to pour in just a moment. Hey, guys, I was thinking, why not add a little sparkle to this? So let's add a little bit of our crushed crystal here. I haven't mixed it yet. I was still just starting to mix. But I thought, why not make it look like it's got a few little stars through there, maybe. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but we can try. All right, see you back in just a moment. All right, guys, so I got my resin out of the vacuum chamber. It was too thick to really do anything. All it did was microbubble. So where this is so thin, I think we'll be okay. We're just going to pour a thin layer in here. Let it cover everything. Let that spread out there. You see all that crushed crystal I put in there. I may have put too much. Okay. And I've mixed up enough resin for an ounce for each one because I think that'll be plenty. I don't think it'll take more than that. I hope I'm able to put this thing together. A little bit more in that one. I don't want to dome it because I'm afraid that it won't I won't be able to put it together unless I fall it down, and I really don't want to fall this thing down. Which if I have to, I will. But if I can keep myself from having to do it, would be better. Okay. Think we've got that one good. Trying to just get it over in all these little corners. These flies are killing me. I did find me a fly paper. I'm telling you, there's like 5 of them in here, and I've already murdered 2. I don't know if they're trying to come in and get warm, or they've made a nest in here, one. I'm not sure. Okay, I think that's all we need in those. Paper towel. I never have a paper towel, do I? Here we go. All right, now for our blue. Let's see. I do want a blue skull. I think that's the sheep. I don't want a sheep. And let's do a turtle. These skulls hold quite a bit. I just sell so many of them. There we go. And while that heater kicked on, I've been up here for 2 hours and that thing just now kicks on. Now our turtle. Then we'll see how the resin cures. So I'm not sure how it's going to go. I think we can put another little drop in there. Okay. Maybe another little drop in the skull. There we go. All right. And we're going to pour the rest in our puzzle piece. There's not much. Okay. Let's try to get all of this out. The front may be pretty, but the back's sure not going to be. You know, I mean, it's not too bad, I guess. It could be worse, right? Okay. Now that should be it. Get this little drip drop off here. There it goes. Now let's clean this sucker up. I hope that doesn't cause anything to overflow. And I'll have a mess, won't I? Okay. There we go. Got that cleaned up. Alrighty, guys. Hopefully, we don't have any kind of issues trying to put this thing together. I wonder why this one doesn't have... It's like shorter than the others. You see it? And it doesn't have the bottom or top thing, I guess. So, I'm not sure. Maybe so it can swing open. This is the door. So you can swing it open and put the candle in there, maybe? Alright guys, we'll let all this cure up. We'll come back for a demold. I'll see you guys then. Alrighty guys, so everything has cured up, so let's get to demolding. Let's do my little turtle first. Okay, he's cute. I got some little overage. I always end up doing that with him. At least it just peels right off. I've got a couple of little spots he's going to have to... Oops, you see me throw that? Trim that down in there. And that down in there. Maybe. Okay. There we go. Then we can paint him on a face. He's really dark blue, isn't he? Isn't he pretty? I love that little sparkle. And that's an Amazon mold. Okay. Let's see if I can get this overage off of this, and then I won't have to peel it off of the piece. There we go. Oh, he turned out really pretty. Look at that sparkle down in his head. Okay. Move those out of the way. Now my hedgehog. Let's see if I can... Did I make it without bubbles? All right, guys. Now, I have made this mold and I've cut out his feet. I've placed it on eBay. You can see mine's kind of dirty, but I did place it on eBay. And I cut the feet out. That way you don't have to worry about bubbles in the ones on eBay. Look, he's always so sparkly. I do got to trim his bottom. You know what? His feet are good. It's just in here. I might take some white UV resin and just kind of slowly build that back up. Or some clear resin. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'll trim it off because it doesn't look good around his face. And then fix his little face up. Paint his little ears. But he is so cute. I got some little red glitters in there. I love that little mold. Little hedgehog. All right. Now for this. Let's just go ahead and get these pieces since they're just white. And we've got to figure out how to put this thing together. I did look it up, and you do cover the whole thing. So that's good. I got some speckles of blue or something in that. All right. Wished I'd used different color for... You can see it when the light shines through it. Okay, and there's that one. And let's get these. And there's that panel. Curious to see what it's going to look like if I can figure out how to put it together. Because I do have a light to stick in it. A battery-powered light. What's that dimpled there? Oh, it's on the mold. I had a piece of silicone on the mold and didn't see it, so it put a dimple in my piece. Oh well. All right, let's see if we can figure out how this thing goes together. Oh, I've got it backwards, don't I? Oh. Okay, give me just a second, guys, to get that. Sorry, guys, that's my husband telling me dinner's ready. This won't fit because if I overflowed it, I need to trim that off. Trim this side. Ooh. Thought I was touching the blade backwards, but I didn't. Trim all of these. Okay. That one looks okay. All right. That's okay. This one's got a little overage here. Need to trim off. I probably should have left it a little bit open. Oh my gosh, there's a fly in there. I told you all I hated them suckers. Oh. I hate them little dumb things. Okay, I think this goes here. And this one goes over here, I think. If I can get it to fit. I think I'm still too wide or something. It doesn't look too wide. Watch me break it. Okay, there we go. Now this one, I'm going to assume goes this way. Well, will it fit? There we go. Okay. And I guess this fits on top of here. Line it all up. I can't see if it's lined up or not. I don't think I have this one over here lined up. That one went in great. This one down here on the end doesn't want to go in. I'm wondering if I made him too chunky. Okay, let's see. I need to take this back off. I think I made him too chunky, guys. Let's sand him down a little bit. Just a second here. I'm going to make some noise, guys, so you might want to I might need to take that. Woo! Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay. Now, I'm not worried about fixing that part up because it's going to go inside. So I'm not going to sand it or anything. All right, now let's see. Get this one back in there. Okay, that back there. I think that slides off. So let's see if I can get this now. Now, will it fit? Or do I need to sand some of the others down? I got those. Does it still need to sand some more? I think the middle one maybe. That one still needs to go a little bit more. All right. Let's see here. Alrighty. Man, I've made a mess. Alright. Let me, guys, my OCD can't take it, so you got to give me just a second. I can't take all this. And anytime you sand, wear a mask. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. All right. Now, try this again. Am I putting that upside down? I am. Okay. I need to put this back here. Okay. Now let's see, will it fit? And I know the top fits because it's already, there we go. Now, you would think that they would put this on the top to make it easier to come out. Okay. Hopefully we can get this to sit up straight. There we go. All right, guys. I am going to bring the camera down, overlook my mess behind. There we go. Isn't it cute? It's a really cute little box. Now, I'm going to pause you for just a second, and I'm going to turn some lights out. All right, guys. Let's turn the light out here. Isn't that cute? It's called a lantern, Christmas lantern. And there's the top. All right, guys. I'm going to put you back up here. And that is it. So I'll take some photos and I'll see you guys back for the next video. So bye for now.